All right, welcome. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about Python dictionaries. And like all my videos, this is not a replacement for a full course on Python. Just a reminder, this is just kind of a head start to at least be introduced to a lot of these topics. So today we're going to talk about a dictionary. So let's get started. That's the way to talk about this. So I'm going to create a dictionary for a professor. Okay. Now, a dictionary is an unordered collection of key value pairs. So last time I talked about a list, which is just an unordered collection of values. But with this group, it's actually a key and a value. Well, let me show you. We start a dictionary, we give it the name, call it professor. And we use these squirrely brackets, going to put one there. And you notice I hit enter and I put the end of the squirrely bracket right there. So that's the going to be the dictionary, the beginning and the end. Now here's my first key. My first key, let's say first name. And then notice it's in single quotes, or it could be double quotes, but it's text. And I'm going to put a space here, although you don't need a space. We separate the key from the value using a colon. In this case, the first name, and I'll put also in single quotes because it is text, Grace. Okay, so that's our first key is the first name, value is Grace. That's our first key value pair. Put a comma, and let's do another one. How about last name? Okay, same, we're going to put Hopper. Oh, Grace Hopper. She was a hero of mine. She's was developed one of the very first high-level programming languages called COBOL. Oh, if you ever get a chance to learn more about Grace Hopper, wonderful, wonderful. I have some videos of a lecture she gave at the University of Tennessee that I think will be part of a documentary coming up. But anyway, let's say year started. So let's say the year started. Okay. We're going to the year she started teaching. We're just going to put, I don't know, let's put 1990. Now, notice that this is an integer value. I did not put it in quotes, although I could have. I could also do years. Whoops, didn't got it. Always the key needs to be in quotes, year taught, years taught. I wanted to put, let's say she's taught for 30 years. Grace Hopper passed away in, I believe, oh my gosh, early 1990s, if I remember correctly. Okay. Anyway, but we're just using her name because she's, like I said, a hero of mine. Let's say she teaches in the computer science CS department. And let's do one more, courses taught. Now this one here, let's say courses taught. And this is actually, I'm going to make this a list. Yes, we can actually have a list within our dictionary if I can actually type. So there's my colon. I'm going to have a list. And the courses she teaches are CS1. And the list is just, in quotes here, these will all be strings, say CS11, separating each item in the list by a comma. Okay. Whoops, I didn't put quotes around that. See, programmer's trying to help me out there with the colors. Okay, I think I have this all correct. We'll see here just a moment. Looks about right. Okay, beginning, end. Here's my key value pairs. I think everything looks good. It looks like I typed in everything correctly because I have some code I'm going to be bringing in. So let's say I want to just print out the dictionary. Okay, so I can just do, oops, print. I was going to bring something in here, but print professor. Okay, let's run this and let's see what we get. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like I get my dictionary. Okay. If we take a look here, here's the beginning, the end. Here's my key value pair. So we can see here my first key value pair separated by a comma, my next key value pair separated by a comma, etc. Here's my courses taught key, and the value is this list. And then we got the end of the dictionary. Okay, so that's one way of printing things out. But let's say I want to print some values from this dictionary. Okay, for example, maybe I want to print out the professor's first and last name. Let's see how we do this. I'm going to just copy this in here. So I'm going to do print, and there's my new line feed. And I have some text. The professor is, comma, and then I just say professor, and then that's the name of the dictionary. And then the key, I want to print out the value for this key. So here's the key. In brackets, square brackets, I put, and in quotes, the name of the key, comma, and I'll do it again. I'll put the first name, and I'll put the name of the dictionary, and then in brackets, the name of the key in quotes, okay, quotes. Let's see what we get here. There we go. The professor is Grace Hopper. Grace Hopper. Very cool. Okay, let's do a couple more of these. Okay, let me throw out, tell you what, I'll throw some more print statements in here because I've already got them written out. So I have just some text. In each case, I'm just referring, just like I would a variable, put a comma here. Of course, we can use, fprint and some other different ways to do this, but I'll just do it kind of the traditional way. I print a string, comma, and then here is, remember we used to do variables. I put a variable here, but here I'm putting the dictionary and the name of the dictionary, and here's, again, the key in brackets, and then comma, and then I have some more string, another string there. So let's run this. There we go. Professor is Grace Hopper. Professor Hopper began teaching in 1990. Courses taught, professor. Now this here is a list. So it actually prints it out just like this. Now there's other ways to make this prettier and that, but that's not the intent of this video anyway. I just want to show us a little, get us introduced to how to use these dictionaries. The next thing I would like to show you with this dictionary, let's get rid of all this, is some what we call methods. Now remember, we've used methods in the past. A method is just a function, a command that belongs to an object, in this case, a dictionary. For example, the best way to show anything here is give examples. I'm going to show you an example of a method called keys. Okay, so let me actually move that a little bit there. All right. So in this method, let me clear that. Okay, what this method is, this is a method called keys. Okay, that's the name of the method. I'm going to use this. It's a method for dictionaries. The name of my dictionary is professor. What this does is exactly what we see over here. It gives me a list of all the keys. First name, yep, first name. Last name, yep, there's last name. Year started, just tells me all the keys in this dictionary. That simple. Okay, I can also, what if I want a list of just the values? Well, guess what? Is there a method for that? Oh, yes, there is. Matter of fact, I'll put it right under it so you can see how it's very similar. And I'm going to actually put space here and a space here so you can see that both keys and values, okay, they have no arguments. So we just use brackets here. Okay, in this case, they have these methods have no arguments. So just brackets with nothing in them. So here we're going to print keys. Here we're going to print values. Let's run it. Yep. There's my keys. There's my values. Of course, they're being printed separately. Okay, I don't know. I could kind of see that this is the first key. This is the first value. Second key, second value. Okay, but I'm just showing you different methods here. Well, is there a way I can print out the key value pairs together. Okay, well, we kind of saw one way, right? What if I just do, well, what if I just do print professor, the name of the dictionary? Clear this on that. Well, that's one way. Okay. There's also a method that does this. And let me show you the method here. There we go. The method is items. Just like we had keys, values, methods, we have one called items. How's that differ? Well, let's see. Okay, slightly different format. Okay, this is giving it to me just slightly different. And again, there's some different options with these, but I just want to show you some of the different methods. Now, there's one method, a couple of methods I want to show you. So again, we just took a look at keys, values, and items. Can I retrieve a value for just a specific key? What do I mean by that? Okay, let's say I want to get the value for last name. Can I do that? Well, certainly. Okay, I can do this. Let's say I'm going to add 3 lines of code here, and I'm going to explain it because we're going to use another method. Okay. So what I've done here is, here's our dictionary. I've got a method here called get. Now this one has arguments. Get says, get the value from this key. Well, there's that key, years taught. Get the value, all right? Now, what are we going to do with that value? Well, here, we're going to assign it to the variable years. Now, I'm going to get rid of this let me kind of get rid of that for right now, okay? So we're going to assign whatever we're going to get from this key, the value, which will be years taught, which will be 30, and that's going to be assigned to the variable years. Okay, then now we can do is print, and we can actually print value in dictionary is, and oh, let's do this. I didn't want to do that. I'm going to do this, like I think I had before, right? Value in variable. Let me change that. In variable years. There we go. So there we go. The value in variable years is, and we're just going to print the value in years. What do we expect to see here? Well, I think we've got it. 30. Okay. So that's how we can get a value from a dictionary and apply it, assign it to a variable. Because that variable can be then used later or some other ways in our code, in our program. By the way, and this was what I was kind of alluding to and kind of changing the wrong things here, but really this is no different than doing this. Let me show you. We've just assigned it to a variable and printed the variable. If all I wanted to do is display the value of this key, which is 30, I could just print professor, and then just like we did earlier in square brackets, the key. So this will print the same thing, but let me run this. This one here is printing the variable years. So we've assigned this to a variable years. And then again, we can use that variable in many different ways, add to it, do whatever we want to it, right? But if we just want to display the value of this key, we can do this here. Okay, you just use professor, the dictionary, and the key. All right, there's one more thing, actually 2 more things I'd like to show you. Okay. So that was the get method. One more method I'd like to show you, and then something else right after that. So let's get rid of that. What if I would like to add a key value pair to this dictionary? Can I do that? Of course I can do that. Matter of fact, one thing I don't show you, because just for brevity, like lists, dictionaries, the same, we can create a blank list or we can create a blank dictionary and then create those, in this case, in this dictionary, these key value pairs ourselves. I've been starting with a dictionary right here, just to make things a little easier. All right, so let's do this. Let's say that I want to add to this dictionary. How do I do this? Well, what I can do is I can use the method update. What I'm doing here is saying professor, that's our dictionary, update it. And this is what we're passing to this method. So our method here has arguments in these parentheses. The argument, what we pass to it is using these squirrely brackets, because that's what our dictionary does, uses squirrely brackets, add this key, and then there's our colon and our value. Just same format. Okay, as if this was a single dictionary with one key value pair, but we're taking this and we're updating professor with it. Okay, now how can I prove that I did it? Oh, let's do this. We take a look at items. So let's go ahead and let's print. Let's just print professor. We can see it. All right, I'm going to clear this. We don't need that anymore. Let's run it. Okay, so did this get added to our dictionary? Did her office, room B202, get added? And yes, it did. It's right there. Okay, so now our dictionary contains that key value pair. Okay. Now you may be wondering, well, I added it. Can I delete a key value pair? Certainly. So we just added that, right? Let's delete it. Now, the way we delete it is we just say delete, D-E-L, stands for delete, professor, the name of our dictionary. Okay. And then in brackets, what is the key that we want deleted along? We don't have to give the key. And it will delete the key and the value. Okay, so I'm going to put here, I'm going to put print after adding key value pair. Okay, and then what I'm going to put here is we're going to delete, and then I will do print. There we go. Do a new line after deleting key value pair. Okay. And let's print professor again. Okay. So here I've added it. I'm going to display that it did get added. You see that right here. Then I'm going to delete this key value pair. I'm going to show us, yes, it's no longer there. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Rick typed in everything right. All right, so here, after adding key value pair, so here we did the add, the update, right? And I printed after adding key value pair, print professor, and oh yes, there it is. Okay, then I deleted from this dictionary the key value pair. All we got to do is give the key. And then I'm going to print after deleting key value pair, print professor. And here we go. And yes, I don't see office and the room there anymore because we deleted that key value pair. So anyway, there's a lot more that we can do with dictionaries, like everything else. Please take a look at various resources out there. There's so much we can do with this stuff. We can do for loops to iterate through the dictionary to show us things, look at things, search for things. Lot of cool stuff. Again, all I'm trying to do here is give you that little head start, just so, okay, I don't want to, just so you've seen it once. If you take a class in Python or some other language, hey, at least I've seen these concepts once before. It's not brand new to me. Okay. Hopefully it won't be, it'll be more fun. And again, try this stuff, play with it. See what happens. Do your own dictionaries. Try different things. All right. Have fun. Take care. And I'll see you in the next video.